real dislike for one another. Remember, the Titans stomped around on the crest in Baltimore. Vrabel and Harbaugh were a little bit chippy about that early on. Tannehill up top to A.J. Brown. Does he get away with a little shove on Marlon Humphrey? Humphrey wanted OPI, didn't get the call. Titans lead 7-0. Later in the first, Jackson, an MVP. Last year, the Titans came in and worked him in Baltimore, and this is as ugly a start as it could be for Baltimore. That's an arm punt, as they say. 3rd and 1. Tannehill. And next, Anthony Ferkser. Not just a first down, but a gain of 35. Ravens would hold them to a field goal. It's 10-0.
Oh, big.
21 straight losses when trailing by double digits, including the playoffs. You think that was big, Steve? I agree. I think this play right here was as big as any because this could get away from you in a hurry. You could get boat raced. It's 3rd and 7. Looks like maybe he's just throwing it away. No. Finds Mark Andrews with a perfect pass. And heading into the second, maybe they can get on the scoreboard. They can, but that Titans defense, how about the vet Brooks Reed, bear down for Arizona, gets the sack, and it's 10-3. When you watch Jackson and when you watch Henry, at any moment you're waiting for a crease, you hold your breath, and you think they can score from anywhere on the field, and that is exactly what Jackson does here on 3rd and 9. It's why we started our show with it. The second longest run by a quarterback in playoff history. I don't know if there's another quarterback in the league right now who could score from that place on the field on that play. Hyperbole, but that's how it feels.
Thinking out loud.
It's 10-10. 3rd and 2. Love this play design. Get the Gus bus. Gus Edwards out there blocking. The Titans are able to keep him from scoring, but eventually the Ravens would score. 1st and goal, J.K. Dobbins. Undoubtedly looking forward to watching his boys play against Alabama on Monday night, the rookie from Ohio State. And it's 17 unanswered. After scoring 10 straight to start this game, the Titans offense really bogs down until Tannehill finds Brown. Then it's 3rd and goal. Tannehill's got nowhere to go. Actually is able to flip it to Henry, but he is quickly corralled. Ravens again hold him to a red zone field goal, 17-13. Henry's got 29 yards on 14 carries, but just like Jackson, you're constantly just waiting for that crease. And if you're a Ravens fan right here, you're thinking, uh-oh. Except the Ravens are able to grab him and hold him to an 8-yard gain, which is the longest he had in the game. 2 plays later, 3rd and 2. Tannehill, Jonnu Smith, knocked away. Good play there by Elliott. And so you've got a consideration here. You got 10 to go in the game. Mike Vrabel, 4th and 2. You got Henry, but he's having a tough time getting yards. What do? He punts. Brett Kern's punt caught inside the 20, inside the 15. So here's Vrabel on his decision to punt in that spot.
Just decided to punt. Thought we were playing well defensively. Thought we would get a punt inside the 10 and be able to play the field position game. Had some time there that I felt like we could.
We know how the rest of the world feels about that spot. I'd have gone for it, but mostly you're not allowed to punt. Certainly not in those situations. And I understand the analytics. Jackson to Andrews, 17-yard gain. Next play, it's Jackson. Look out. Makes a couple of moves and got 136 rushing yards, joining Colin Kaepernick, the only quarterbacks in the Super Bowl era to have 100 yards rushing and a rushing TD in a playoff game. 4th and 2. They go for it. They get it. However, there is OPI. You see Snead maybe a little too obvious there on the pick play. So you bring in Justin Tucker from 51, who earlier had missed from 52, which I didn't know what I was looking at because he doesn't miss field goals. It was shocking. But he doesn't miss there. What a luxury to have a guy that you can trust almost implicitly. They lead by 7. 3rd and 1. Henry gets stuffed. Again, that 4th and 2 earlier, maybe that was the consideration. Henry was really bogged down. Tannehill goes for it and gets it here. Season can continue. 2nd and 5, need a touchdown to tie it. Pass tipped and picked. Marcus Peters there. And then the Titans really enjoyed themselves as they sprint as a team to the logo. They got 15 for that. And you see up top, Brown with a hand up. Randy Moss style wanted to get that look from Tannehill. It was single coverage there. And there's that Ravens celebration that earned them 15. But the Titans had all their timeouts. So the Ravens needed some yards, and they're going to get some yards. And Jackson, smart play there, stay in bounds. Let's let that clock run. When it's over, Lamar on his first playoff win.
Right now, for me, this is the best win ever. And not just because of what was at stake, but because of the guys and what it meant to our team and to our guys, you know, what it meant to all of our guys. This may be the best one I've ever been associated with.
Yeah, you know, I guess people just be saying, you know, I wasn't really worried about it. You know, it's just my third year in the league. I don't really care what people say, you know, I'm just happy we got the win, you know, to move on in the next round. That's all.
Lamar in his first playoff win, interesting. Harbaugh, who's won a Super Bowl, saying it's his biggest win, was remarkable to me. So the battle between the two best rushing offenses wound up being lopsided. Ravens outrushed the Titans by $185, fourth largest margin by a road team in postseason history. Number one on this list, 1940 Bears. They beat Washington 73-0. I wasn't around for that, but old timers around here back in the day, they'd tell you about that one. Not a great day. Not a great day. All right, Ryan Clark is back with us. Ravens quarterback Jackson, we're going to talk about him in a minute, but I think they won this game because of what we just talked about, their defense. What did they do best, Ryan?
Absolutely. You know, early on in the year, I took a little flack for saying that Derrick Henry's style wasn't physical up front around the big boys. And so the Baltimore Ravens made him earn it in the middle, and they really didn't do anything fancy. It was old-fashioned, sound football. You'll see here, they stacked the box early, and so they were going to make Derrick Henry earn it. They had the people to block it. There are 9 in the box. They're going to have a kick out, a double to get to the linebacker, and they just have to win. Watch Baltimore attack this run. They're going to win here. They get off of the blocks, and they make Derrick Henry have to get hit before he gets started. Here's my favorite play. They're going to try to run a zone to the front side. They're going to kick out. Those dudes are going to get smashed. They're going to try to reach, and they're going to get beat across their face. There is nowhere for Derrick Henry to run, and though he's big, though he's strong, though he's fast, if you get him before he gets going, before he gets to the second level, he can't use his long stiff arm. He can't use that speed to get going. The Baltimore Ravens made a decision. If you're going to beat us, it's going to have to be Ryan Tannehill, play action passes, and beating us over the top. Early on in the game, they hit some passes to A.J. Brown. That defense tightened up on the back end, and they made Derrick Henry earn it. And that's why you watch Mike Vrabel walk him to the sideline, try to calm his frustrations because he couldn't get going on the little guys in the back end.
You heard Jackson's assessment of this. I mean, he wasn't troubled by whatever chatter there was about not having won either of his first two playoff games. But what does he go to sleep